Hey everyone, in this segment we'll be interviewing KJ Powell, a parts finisher at Clippard Instrument Laboratory Incorporation. KJ will be discussing his experiences working in manufacturing and why he decided to break into the industry. He will also discuss what makes Clippard special among other manufacturing companies. Enjoy!
Today we're at Clippard Instrument Laboratory, and with me I have KJ Powell, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, awesome. So KJ, again, what's your name? What Cincinnati neighborhood are you from? I always like to hear that. And how long have you been at Clippard Instrument Laboratory?
So, I stay in Reading, and I've been working here at Clippard for about 4 years now.
4 years, okay. And what's your role here today, right now?
I would say parts finisher.
Parts finisher?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. And what does that kind of work entail?
Cleaning parts, deburring parts, cutting off the raw material from the saw, bright dipping parts, just finishing like the last little steps before the part actually is sent out to the customer.
Okay, makes sense. So have you held any other roles here at Clippard?
So I was in assembly when I first started. I started off as a temp working night shift.
Okay.
So I was out there for maybe about 2 years.
Okay.
So
Doing like the assembly of the parts after
Yeah.
they were kind of made, putting the final together, what gets shipped to the customer.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool. And how did you progress into the job you have today?
So actually, there was a guy who was ill, and the spot needed to be covered, and they asked me. They was like, "Hey, do you think you'd be able to do this?" And then we turned into a week, just turned into 2, and then a month, and then it was like, "Hey, you want to transfer back here?"
Yeah, that's really cool. Was this your first job in manufacturing, or if
Yeah.
you haven't worked other jobs in manufacturing? What kind of work did you have before you were working?
So before here, I was working at Cisco Foods, which is a food warehouse, and then I was just an order picker, so I would just pick out different orders.
Gotcha. Okay. And then what got you this job here? How'd you land this role?
So I saw a post on Facebook during COVID, and I was just trying to look for a job. 'Cause I recently just got laid off.
Yeah.
And they were hiring, and I mean immediately, like they called me back like, "Hey, can we get you in here?" So.
Facebook job post.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Cool. That's amazing. I've never heard that story
Yeah,
before.
yeah,
Okay,
I know,
that's
it's really
cool.
different.
That's awesome. I never thought those ads worked. So. And then, what would you say are your core responsibilities? What do you own when you're on the production floor? What's something that you really own?
I guess just making sure that parts are clean and parts are, I guess, how they should be. So I guess that'll be the biggest thing that I would own.
That's fair. Okay. So what does your typical workday look like then? What are you kind of working? Is each day different? Is each day kind of the same? What's the typical day look like?
It's the same but different. I mean, so usually I come in, I'll clean parts, or maybe I'll go and I'll throw in some parts, or I'll bright dip some parts. But I'm usually doing those 3 things.
Okay, but you're one guy.
Yeah.
Doing 3 different machines and 3 different processes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're moving around. It's not like you're standing in one spot all day.
Yeah. I'm moving around a lot.
Okay, interesting. That's really cool. So what do you think, for someone who wants to do a job like the one you're doing, what are some skills that make you successful at this? What are some things that you need as a skill to do this job?
I would say print reading, learning how to use calipers, things like that. Try to be very detailed, double check yourself.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're making parts that are being used in laboratories and medical devices, so it's got to be right every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. So, what would you say is a challenge that you face, in your day-to-day work? What's something that comes up that you're like, oh man, now you got to solve a problem? What's the kind of problem that can come up in your work?
Usually, if a machine breaks down or something, or maybe we're just really busy that day.
Now, how do you overcome a machine breaking down? Are you having to solve that yourself?
Usually no, but if the fix is minor, then I can fix it myself.
Okay.
So
you have a team of guys or
Yeah.
ladies that'll help you. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So how do you feel like your job has evolved over time? Like what's changed? And I mean, 4 years, it doesn't sound like very long, but I mean,
Yeah.
things change over time in 4 years versus when you started versus today. How do you feel like you changed or the job's changed?
Well, just from starting out, I mean, like I said, when I was a temp, and then now I'm actually on the production side of it. So, and just starting off from like just a temp, and then actually like seeing the progress that you made through the years. So, yeah, so I would say that feels pretty good. Yeah.
That's cool. So what kind of motivates you every day to get up and come in here and get it done?
I just like to work hard and I like to get things done. So.
That's fair. So, what do you enjoy the most about it then? So what's something you enjoy the most about the work?
I would say the people.
People, okay.
Yeah.
Like what about the people?
Just the whole environment here. It's like we all come together, we actually treat each other like we're family. So it just feels like a welcoming place to come in each morning. So that's what I like about it.
That's awesome. Yeah, and not every place has that for
Right.
sure. That's
Right.
that's a real gem when you could find it.
Yeah.
So, what impact do you feel like your work has on the company itself, or maybe our community in Cincinnati? How do you feel like what you're doing is connected to a bigger picture?
We're making parts to actually help people. So, and just knowing that I'm actually helping someone. So, so that means something to me.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. So.
Awesome. What's of all the work you've done over the last 4 years, what's the thing you're most proud of? Like, what's a milestone or what's an accomplishment that you're most proud of?
I guess moving from assembly over to more of the production and manufacturing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's probably what I would say.
Being recognized, raising your
Yeah.
hand, and somebody saying, "Yeah, we think you can do that."
Yeah,
That's, I mean, that makes you feel good, right?
Yeah.
To be seen and
Right.
valued that way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's really great. So, would you recommend this job to other people? Would you recommend
Yeah.
working here to other people?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What are some things you would tell somebody if someone was like, "Hey man, where do you work?" "Oh, I work at Clippard."
Mhm.
"What do you do there? Should I come work there?" What would you tell one of your friends if they said, "Should I come work there?"
I would say that would be a good idea. It'll be a good start to try to get yourself into the manufacturing world just to see how, just to see how it works. If you like to work with your hands and you're good with math and, and that sort of thing, I think this would be a perfect thing like for you to do.
Yeah, that's fair. So you feel like math is part of the skill set that's necessary?
Yeah, math and reading.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, you're looking at drawings and dimensions all day,
Right,
right? You gotta be able to read that. That's fair. So what do you think is the coolest product that Clippard makes or that you work on?
We were making paintball triggers. Paintball guns.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I just thought that was different. So yeah, you just never think about, so that's how it's made.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you heard it here. Paintball triggers made in Cincinnati. I like it. But no, my coworker, my friend Joe, he really likes the coffee machine applications.
Oh, yeah.
That's exciting to him. So there's a lot of really cool industries and products. So awesome. So if a young person came to you and said, what advice do you have for me? I want to work in manufacturing. What should I do? What's your advice to a person looking to start into manufacturing?
Obviously, when you're trying something new, it's going to be rough at first. But try to stay motivated. Make sure you get at math.
Yeah, that's fair. I really think that's fair. We do training for people who want to join manufacturing, and one of the main things that we make sure they learn is math.
Yeah.
And when we survey HR managers like Jen, or we survey operations managers, math is one of the main topics that comes up as a skill. So, I mean, you're making a very valid point. It's definitely one worth repeating. So, how do you balance personal and professional aspirations? This isn't you full time, right? So, how do you balance how do you get good work-life balance?
Well, actually, the great thing with that is that the hours are here work for me very well. I mean, I get off at 2:30 and I still have the rest of my day, but I get the weekends off. I get PTO and I get my vacation time. So it's pretty easy to balance it out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I noticed a lot of people are cross-trained on multiple machines, so
Yeah.
that makes it a little bit easier for folks to be able to
Right.
to take a vacation or a holiday because someone can more easily cover that machine if multiple people know how to run it.
Yeah.
I've seen that a bunch. So, in the organization, who's your role model or your mentor or someone you really look up to in the organization?
There's a couple.
Yeah.
Trevor McCoy, great guy, very smart. Jake Ropick, he's another. He does maintenance in the shop.
Okay. What makes those guys like particularly special for you as a mentor or someone you look up to?
Well,
What have they done to kind of give you that impression?
each time that I would have a problem, they would always have an answer for it every time, and it's like that's how I want to be. So
Aspirational for sure.
yeah. So I'm just like, man, it's like whatever you throw at them, they can get it done.
Yeah. Okay.
And I look up to them. So
That's really cool. Yeah, absolutely. I also aspire to that. I'm not sure I ever will. I feel like my father always has the answer, and I never. So
Yeah.
I can respect that. Don't let my dad watch this, please. Okay. And then, what do you see for your future? What do you want to do? I mean, I'm not saying that this isn't a great job you have, but what do you want to do next? What do you see as an opportunity for you?
So my next steps is actually going into the shop and actually becoming a machinist. So, and right now I'm currently going to Cincinnati State to actually do that now. So,
Okay.
yeah, so I'm taking the necessary steps to.
And Clippard's supporting you in that training.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's awesome. Okay. So you're working here, and then you're also taking courses at Cincinnati State.
Yeah.
What program are you in?
It's called the Machine Operator 1. There's a 1 and then there's a 2. Right now I'm taking the first one.
Okay. At which site are you going to?
The one that's over in Reading.
Yeah.
It's on Reading Road.
Okay. Really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were there a couple months ago, I think. So yeah, neat. Great. No, that's all I really have for you, KJ. What's something I didn't ask about that you think I should have? What's something that people should know about working in manufacturing or doing what you're doing?
I would just say that if this is something that you want to get into, I think you should. You feel really good about yourself actually making parts for people or for whatever you need to. Just actually being able to do something with your hands. I think that if that's something that you're looking to do, then this is perfect.
Awesome. Thanks so much for talking to me.
Problem.
Really
No
appreciate
problem.
it. That's
No
awesome.
problem.
That was KJ Powell from Clippard Instrument Laboratory. Thanks so much, KJ.
No problem. No problem.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the AMIP Podcast. To learn more about manufacturing careers, visit makeitcincy.group. Our interviewee today is KJ Powell. Our interviewer is Will Healy III. Our intro is by Hudda Khan, and our theme song is Cloud Dance by Kevin MacLeod, licensed under Creative Commons. Editing is by Hudda Khan and me, Rachel Farnsworth. Thank you for listening.